3 of his fellow soldiers, which earned him the Silver Star. In 2012, Governor Kasich honored Jesse by presenting Mr. Snow with the Governor's Courage Award. Please welcome John Snow.
I am truly humbled and extremely honored to be present at today's ceremony. I would like to personally thank Governor Kasich for inviting me here and allowing me to speak on this solemn occasion. I would also like to thank the Governor for the privilege of addressing our Gold Star families, to pay special tribute to their loved ones, our 23 Ohioan fallen warriors that made the supreme sacrifice in the defense of our nation. Ohio's heartbreaking contribution to our nation's list of this generation's greatest heroes. As for a Gold Star father going on 19 months, I've struggled for weeks on what I was going to say. So today I'll take the same approach I've taken all my life. I'll let the good Lord guide me and I'll speak from my heart. I'm the oldest of 5 boys and came from a military family. My late dad, Hank, was a retired Air Force Master Sergeant, and my late mother, Rose, was a loving military wife and mother. I love both my parents and I owe them my life. My loving wife, Jan, and I together have raised 6 children. We love them all, but I must make special mention to 4 of our sons who serve or have served in the military. Daniel served in the Navy. John Jr. is a Master Sergeant in the Ohio Air National Guard, and our youngest, Second Lieutenant Alex, is an infantry officer in the United States Army. Finally, there's our beloved son, Army Specialist Jesse Snow, who was assigned to the famed 101st Airborne Division, Screaming Eagles, his band of brothers. So what does Memorial Day mean to me? It was always a special day, a day to reflect, a day to honor the sacrifices, and for many of us, it was also that special time to take that trip to the cemetery. Yes, Memorial Day was a day to honor the sacrifices of others, but little did I know that someday I'd experience firsthand the true meaning of sacrifice. Jesse was deployed to Afghanistan and called home often, mostly before and after every mission. None of us really cared who he talked to, but just wanted to know that he was okay. Nope. On one call he said, "Dad, I don't like being over here, but this enemy is evil. Real evil. I've seen them up close, Dad. And if we don't kill them over there, we're going to be fighting them in our country." On another call, I knew things were serious when he said, "Dad, please pray for me." Those prayers definitely helped, Dad. I shouldn't be alive right now. "Dad, I'm also wearing those blessed medals you gave me. Please continue to pray for me." It was finally that time when our family was planning to celebrate Thanksgiving, and more important, Jesse's homecoming. Unfortunately, that day would never come, and then I received Jesse's last call. It was November 11th, Veterans Day 2010, 1:30 in the afternoon, 11 o'clock Afghanistan time, and my cell phone rang. First thing out of Jesse's mouth was, "Hey, Dad, am I bothering you?" We both started to laugh a little, and I said, "Heck no, Jesse, you're calling from Afghanistan. You're not bothering me." The next words he spoke are ingrained in my mind forever. Jesse got real serious and quiet and said, in a very sad tone, "Dad, you know how much I love you?" I said, "Sure, Jesse, I know." And he immediately said, "Please stop, Dad. You'll never know how much I love you. You're always there for me, Dad, good or bad. I can always depend on you, Dad. I love you so much, and I love you more than you'll ever know. I wasn't always a good son, and I'm so sorry, Dad." I said, "Jesse, you've always been a good son, and your mom and I love you just as much now as the day you were born. We love you so much, and we are so very proud of you." The next words from Jesse was, "Dad, will you tell my brothers and sisters how much I love them? Would you tell Johnny? Would you tell Alex? Would you tell Robert and Daniel how much I love them? Give them a hug and tell them I love them so much and I can't wait to come home and see them. Will you tell Noah and Sam I love them? Please tell Amara how much I love her. Will you, Dad? I love Amara so much. Will you take care of her?" I replied, "Yes, Jesse, I'll tell them." Then finally Jesse said something just about broke my heart. He said, "Dad, please tell Mom how much I love her. She doesn't always understand me, but I love her more than she will ever know. Dad, tell her I love her and hug her for me, please, will you, Dad?" I said, "Yes, Jesse, I will tell her. She loves you so much, and she's so very proud of you." Then I said, "Jesse, what's wrong?" And he says, "Dad, we're going to go out. It's bad. It's going to be real bad. But don't worry." I said, "Yes, Jesse, I'm going to worry." "When are you going?" He said, "Dad, everyone's lining up to call their families to say goodbye, and just in case. I can't talk long so the other guys have a chance to talk." Finally, Jesse had to go. Once again, I told him how proud we were of him and how much we loved him. My final words to Jesse were, "Don't be your hero and keep down low." He never listened to me anyways. It was the last time anyone heard from him again. And then on 14 November 2010, which happened to be our oldest son John's birthday, instead of a celebration, we received the shock of our life. It was 11 p.m. and I was startled from a sound sleep by a ringing doorbell. My wife, Jan, woke up and immediately started to cry, and I stumbled out of bed. You see, no one ever rings our door that time of night, and somehow we knew what it was. I quickly made it to the front door and looked out the window, and there were 2 Army officers standing in the rain, Major McCurdy and Chaplain Burris, and there it was, Jesse was gone. From that day, my life has changed, my life has changed, our lives have changed forever. I became a Gold Star father, and we became a Gold Star family. I've been through so much since Jesse's death, and I have so many bits of advice for you, our Gold Star families. But today I'd like to just mention 5 suggestions that may help you with your healing. First, take care of your body, mind, and soul. As you're finding out, it takes time, and only you as an individual will know when that time has come to tackle any of these. Do those things that will help you individually in making the rest of your life hopefully a little better. Take it from me, I still have my good days and I have my bad days. It still hurts and I will never get over it, but I'm learning to cope with it all. As time goes on, little by little, I do feel I'm getting better, and you will too. If I were going to give you some best advice, I'd tell you to find someone to talk to, not family members or friends, but a professional grief counselor. You owe it mainly to yourself and your family, but most of all, you owe it to the memory of your fallen loved one to get better. I look for other ways to cope with the loss of Jesse, and that brings me to another way to help with your grief. Don't be afraid to shed a tear. Yes, I'll admit that I do cry, and I'm not embarrassed by it, and you shouldn't be either. You may also be surprised at the number of people, sometimes complete strangers, that will cry with you for your fallen hero. You'll find most people are compassionate and truly understanding, and they know the supreme sacrifice that was made for all of our freedoms. And what will it take for people to remember your loved one? Tell their story. I clearly remember at Jesse's funeral where Father Charles Lang gave his best sermon ever and said, tell his tales, carry his message, share his stories, speak of him at the table, keep his life in your hearts and your mouths, for only by silence and bitterness and forgetfulness will you cease to love him. Every story you tell him is a prayer. Every laugh is a prayer. Every tear is a prayer. So go out and tell their story, and of course, next suggestion may be a little too difficult, but fourth, look for the things that are positive during your grief. Try not to dwell on a tragedy, but look for the goodness. And I know there's so much your loved one accomplished in their short lives. What good came out of Jesse's death, people may ask. During the heat of battle, he didn't take cover. Jesse looked out for others and saved 3 fellow soldiers from bleeding out. At least 2 of the men had 3 children each. One of the soldiers attended his oldest son's graduation from the Air Force Academy this week. How wonderful is that? Then there was a soldier with a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a baby boy that he never met till he got home. As much as it hurt to lose Jesse, God made the right choice. On another example, there are photos of Jesse while he served in Afghanistan, etched in beautiful grave monument. My favorite picture is where Jesse is waving the peace sign with his arms around the shoulders of a young smiling Afghan boy, who is also flashing the peace sign. Jesse would often tell me, Dad, hearts and minds, we're making a difference with those kids and their families. I agree with Jesse. For our military, fighting for our country is the most important, but fighting for the freedom of those Iraqi and Afghan kids is equally important. I personally believe by doing so, the seed was planted. Those children will become adults someday, and as Jesse believed, there will be some that remember the goodness displayed by our American troops. And maybe, just maybe, they'll be the ones that will lead their country into one with the freedoms and benefits we all enjoy today. I only pray that little boy on Jesse's monument becomes a leader in his country and remembers my son, and just as important, remembers the contribution of all your loved ones. Time will tell, but I'm sure they've all made a favorable impact, at least one Afghan or Iraqi child's life. And so all that I ask is continue to aim for the positive in your life. And finally, I'd like to mention a special gift from your fallen hero. The Gold Star, it's your Gold Star. As I researched the history of the Gold Star, I discovered numerous articles, but I realized the most important is that you're here today wearing it in your loved one's honor. Continue to wear the Gold Star with pride. Display the Gold Star banner in your window at home or at work, or mount the Gold Star license plate on your vehicle. Regardless of how it's displayed, it will remain a visible reminder to us all, not only for the sacrifice of your loved one, but for the supreme sacrifice you as a Gold Star family has also made. The Gold Star is your fallen warrior's final and lasting tribute to you, and I know you will continue to wear the Gold Star with pride. And so here we are at the end of the journey. a journey that ends with the governor's wreath-laying ceremony to recognize and honor our fallen warriors. They are 23 of Ohio's bravest, our nation's best. They sacrificed their lives without hesitation and without reservation, and gave it their all. These heroes, both men and women, will now go into the history books and join their fellow comrades in arms that died during our nation's long list of wars and conflicts. And together, they will forever be honored and remembered by a grateful nation. And so on this solemn occasion, I'll let Army Specialist Jesse Snow help his father to close today, the way Jesse would close in his letters home. Tell everyone I said hi, and I'll talk to you later, K. And he put a big letter K. I love you, and a smiley face. Love, Jesse. And so from me to you, never lose faith in God or country. And from the bottom of my broken but healing heart, I love each and every one of you. And may God bless you and protect you all. And may God continue to bless and protect the United States of America. Thank you.